from a poem by a woman whose name I can't pronounce. Eilean Ni Chuilleanain, and it's Gaelic. So I guess there's got to be some chap.
Well, it sounds nothing like it looks.
No.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd start with this. Gosh, maybe later somebody can help me with the pronunciation. Eilean Ni Chuilleanain, let's say. And this is called The Sentence. Go home and sleep. Sleep for 10 years if you can. Fight your way through the dreams. No doubt they will come. Hoisting their scenery, the half-painted flats that suggest scruffy hotels, the dull, coarsely padded walls of crowded bedchambers, cramped stairwells, where you will spend hours in odd company, where the dead are awkwardly present and the estranged are close, but do not explain their savage letters, while the child you forgot to fetch from school goes alone on dark bus journeys along the boulevards. If you wake at last on that other day, on the far side of the dream, and find the trees have grown, the grass is ripe as hay, and the old envelopes burned with the other rubbish. If no crouching orphans wait by your door, you are free, though not to forget. You can bless the summer, though you will hardly know yet how many summer seasons you passed in those inner chambers under the ground. Yeah, and I love that poem for its kind of that journey out Eilean, wherever she may be. I have two poems in this I'd like to read for you today. Well, keeping in theme with Sage Hill, I've been lucky enough to be there twice, and I have a little chapbook on the table in front of Dennis of poems that I wrote mostly at Sage Hill. And this past year I worked with Don Mackay, a wonderful poet. He's been living in Newfoundland for a while, but he's lived all across Canada. He's amazing. Some Functions of a Leaf is a really beautiful poem. This is written after it. It's called Some Functions of the Rain. To blank the sky in padded grays. To fill space with small suggestions. Remind us of basics. Geometry lessons in puddles from compass and protractor. Geography for two under an umbrella. To apprentice our growth under awnings and gutters, whilst shooting the breeze. To stop and insist upon surfaces the great weight of construction going down beneath our feet. To be a tradesperson, beautiful and hard at work on the rise of the seasons. And another poem in this collection comes from Sage Hill as well, and I worked on this poem with Ken Babstock. It's called Spaces, and it's kind of in part Surrey and also memories of my father. Spaces. The first time I took acid was to understand my father's schizophrenic episodes. The blotter paper in tinfoil on the tip of my finger like a microchip. I understood acid in 1988 as a psychotic pick-me-up and breakdown. Wednesday morning after my mom leaves for work at Kmart, I took acid to get close to a man I was ashamed of being seen with in public. In the kitchen, we opened the foil and placed blotter paper onto our tongues. I took acid after reading Albert Hoffman's LSD, My Problem Child. When the cheese in the microwave starts exploding in waves. I took LSD as a father and son, heart to heart, mano a mano, a mind meld. When I step outside, the stop sign jumps like a pogo stick. I took it to hug my father in a straitjacket hold. When the sun goes down and the words of someone else insinuate themselves into my train of thought like a squall of the homeless in a boxcar huddled in a cold corner. To travel past his nervous breakdowns in 1954, 56, 57, 58, 71, 72, 74, and 82. When my insides start to fizzle, as if my head has fallen into my stomach, I know I don't want to be like my father. But no matter how I try, I can't shake this tar, thick stickiness spreading. My father's fear of microchips embedded in medication, oozing from breakages inside as we drive around Surrey, looking for a place to lay low, because we don't dare go home until everyone is fast asleep, tucked safely away into their darknesses.
Very nice.
Here's a poem that I wrote kind of from my mom's point of view, and it's it's threaded in with these other poems. So it's entitled The History of Traffic, which is what that other poem, the first line from the poem. My mom worked at Kmart, and she was kind of, through her working years, kind of like a quarterback, and she sort of hunkered down and went to work and returned home. She raised 4 kids. And then she had me to deal with. And I was this really sensitive boy, and I think she was kind of like, what's going on? The history of traffic. He tears up into a creature she doesn't understand. Her 10-year-old son lovelorn over some duckling of a girl. Too young for unrequited, but in need of language to balm. No room for a yawn in her open mouth, even at the end of this flashing day at the jewelry counter at Kmart, where she's had to fend off a schizophrenic husband who hunches in like a specter around the corner of her lunch break to test the grounds of his restraining order. Her brothers were hit upside the head to set up sense inside, and they didn't cry. But whatever she says slowly, waiting for security to come from somewhere, as her boy blubbers for a somebody Ann. It's called In Case of Emergency. 2 turntables on a gas generator. Breakdancers bum rush the earthquake, a roar over a bleep in the crossfader. Slip safety procedures into gestures. Reality is coded in shake and bake. 2 turntables on a gas generator. We sweat by heart the songs unheard. Barbecue nights tell us what's at stake. A roar over a bleep in the crossfader. In the age of remotes, random occurred. I'm set on repeat. Raw meat is taking a break. 2 turntables on a gas generator. How on earth do you fill your words? Prescription bottles bobbing in a lake. A roar over a bleep in a crossfader. Break glass, break mass, break curds, break needles, break noodles, break an ache. 2 turntables on a gas generator. A roar over a bleep in the crossfader. Thank you so much for your attention.